Hello, and welcome to another ranked video. I've got some pretty good ones for you today. Let's start out with this one against somebody named Gore Magala. They were using Dr. Coil, so that was pretty neat. So I start out with the Nade and the Coolerang. They start out with Coolerang and Chilla going double ice. They're able to get a hit off me and I get one off them. Nade blows up in my face. Sort of playing patty cake there. So one thing that you should keep in mind is you can still see Dr. Coil's shadow when she turns invisible, so I was able to look at that and get a good guess of where she was going. Same with that. Like, you aren't invisible. That was a good read and a good grab on their part. I figured they would grab, so I did a rush. They probably just didn't realize I had that. So I just need one more hit. So a lot of people, they'll just grab right out of rush. So I'm able to take a round off them, but that's about the last round I get off them. So they step it up. They switch sides, which at first I don't really see the meaning of. So they freeze me twice, since freeze can be stacked if they're not like really quickly in between. They get another good read on me. This is a really good stage for getting people into a corner and so they're not able to do anything. So I was expecting again 2 arms to come out, so I was able to get that on them. And I tried to break the rush there, but in reality I really should have just shielded, since I actually think I could have dodged, or not dodged, blocked most of those hits. So the main issue I'm having with this is I'm getting cornered really easily, which means I really have 0 dodging options besides jumping. So I have to shield, and then that just makes it easy to grab. So I switched to the Kablammer, thinking, oh, I'll just knock them out of the air then, since clearly they're just, they really are just throwing out punches and they're all hitting me because I have no idea what to do without it. Like, a 3rd arm and all. So they activate their rush too early and end up getting bopped by the Kablammer. Very lucky. Break that grab at the last second there. Keep expecting a grab, so I'm not shielding, so I don't need to deal with the like unshielding stuff, but at the same time I'm not punching because that'll leave me open. And again, I'm just leaving myself open and cornered, which makes me too easy to hit. Then they're able to land their rush on me. Go away, dog. Sorry, dog. And then, yeah, that's how they took the round. So this next round, I think I did even worse. It was on Ramen Bowl. Thought, oh, maybe I'll have a better time since can't really be cornered as much on this stage. So I actually switched back my arms so they'd be on opposite sides, since I figured, oh, they don't want that based on what happened last round. So they get another read on my dashing, and yet another one. Looking back, I should have at least punched, but I think they knew I was getting scared to punch. So yeah, because of all these leaving me open, and this is incredibly frustrating. But now I can really see the value of ice after getting iced over and over again. Like what the big idea is. Like, the reason I would use ice was so my opponent can't charge their arms, because then they can't knock me down, but it's kind of a shallow reason, honestly. Anyway, they get the grab on me. I do survive it, however, but, I mean, that's obviously not going to last long. Go away. Anyway, so here's round 2, and that was Cat pestering me. I just switched to double nade since, honestly, it's the thing that seems to be working the best. So, just missed the grab there is what happened. And I'm able to jump over and get a rush on them, so that was pretty cool. Probably the only good thing I really did this game. I sort of thought she was straight ahead, but they did a clever thing actually. Let me go back real quick. I don't know if this was intentional, but... oh, never mind. I thought I saw something. Sorry about that. But if you know where your shadow is, you can actually manipulate it to make it look like you haven't moved. That's all, though. Okay, so there's gonna be an audio cut here because there was just something that suddenly came up that I really had to attend to, so don't be frightened by this strange cut in the music where it like suddenly changes. That's all it was. Anyway, back to the game. So again, it's just like I can't figure out how to deal with this third arm. And I try to run backwards, that's obviously not going to work, but sideways probably wouldn't have done me much better. And what I think I was hoping for here was that my arms would be explosive, but unfortunately they weren't charged, so not able to take it. So that's the end of that. Anyway, next we face off against this Japanese player. I'll just call them X because EX was at the end of their name. So we're on DNA Lab. It's another Dr. Coyle player. And they're using some of Dr. Coyle's default sets. So they're using the parabola really well here, as it approaches you very fast, but then slows down as it gets closer, which is basically the opposite of what the parasol does, where it starts out really slow, but then goes really fast. So there's another read, and I'm trying to get out of this corner here because, judging by that Via Dulce match, you know, getting cornered is never a good thing. So they shoulder me there. So another thing, I am able to get a hit on her. I'm using the boomerang. I don't know why I switched to the boomerang actually. I don't remember my logic behind that. But I'm using it now, so yeah, I hit her with it. I break the grab there, and she comes out again. What's happening once again is it's just a lot of patty cakes, except unlike the last game, we're not even hitting each other. Last game is just hitting me. I'm trying to read the direction they're going. And see, this is the main problem I have with electric, is it literally takes one hit for them to get a ton of damage on you. So anyway, there's not much I could do here. I wouldn't have time to break the pillar, and I could have probably, if I got really lucky, hit him with the boomerang. Anyway, I switched to the kablammer to try and deal with it, and then I'm just salty after that, so I try to break as many of these as possible. So I break that one, I break that one, even though I end up hitting myself too. I do end up getting a good read on their dashing. I switched also to the kablammer again to deal with the parabolas, since I know heavy arms are good at dealing with parasols. So now there's only one pillar left. Let's get rid of that. So they could have rushed, but they don't. So that's nice. Anyway, there goes the last pillar. Now there's nowhere for them to hide. Or me, for that matter. Like, think they really want another shock so they can get a rush, but I mean, you just want hits in general in this game. So, what's going on here is, this is one thing I've got to figure out. How do you get out of this patty cake rhythm? Since obviously grabbing doesn't seem to work except that when it did. It doesn't work except when it does, twice in a row. That was just a read. I don't want to get grabbed again. So they're down to a sliver. They're trying to whittle me down too. These explosions are happening. I should just stall. But I can't really stall when they're in your face and you're cornered. So, sort of, they try and grab and... Or they don't grab, I mean, they punch with both their arms, but I'm able to go over it. So yeah, I get the punch and we end the round. Onto this final round. Immediately read their direction of running. They get this ridiculous combo. And here is the stupidest rush I've ever done. This is the stupidest rush I've ever done. This is ridiculous. I do a little taunt there. But anyway, they switch back to the bird chuck since that worked for them in round 1. Might have worked better since there was the pillars though, which are all gone now. And that was pretty lucky. I think the parabola might have hit me if I hadn't hit them first. So I rushed, but I didn't realize, or I did, but I didn't account for the third arm, which meant that they knocked me out of it because I didn't deflect the third arm with the activation. However, I still do have the lead, and a rush, it would whittle me down, but not enough. However, now, she doesn't really have any options besides rushing, and I'm able to block just enough so she cannot get me down to her level of health. So, that was pretty good. So that's really the only match that I'm able to take on this person, because then they're like, well, you beat me, and now I'm gonna switch to my main, Max Brass, and totally obliterate you, stomp you into the ground, bury you alive, and make it so you will never come back to life. Because that's basically what happened these rounds. They used a strategy that I have no idea how to deal with. Like, I literally had to go to the Reddit to ask the people how to deal with this strategy they're about to use on me. So I'm starting out looking like I'm gonna do okay. They get this grab on me and then run straight into my face with super armor. Firearms might have been the better choice of use here, but yeah, they get in your face, they spam shockwave, you get shocked, and then they grab you. And I would shield, but then they just grab you normally. So that was fast. Here's round 2, and they did a little taunt there. It doesn't really bother me while I'm playing. It bothers me more after, like, when you're watching the match, when I see someone taunting, because it seems like unnecessary disrespect. But anyway, that's that. And I'm sort of just taking it there. I'm trying to do stuff, but yeah, I do get a unfortunate rush that doesn't follow up. They break my shield, or technically I dash forward right before they break my shield, because I know they are going to break my shield, so I figured maybe I might get lucky. They grab me, they finish it off, and they do a taunt even though they've already won. So the thing about these games is I really don't have much to say about them besides what happened, because I don't really know what I could have done. I switched to clapback thinking that would work. Doesn't, spoiler alert. It works even worse, honestly, since, to be frank, I have no idea how to use the clapback. They get me into this corner, do that weird dance, It reflects it, but it doesn't hit them, unfortunately. There it goes again. And I'm back in the corner, but I do manage to kind of get out. And I'm wondering, like, would shielding more have worked? Because they aren't actually doing a lot of just grabs out of the blue. They're mostly just Thunderbird, Thunderbird, Thunderbird. So just go double boomerang since it's really my last resort. And I'm thinking, oh, I'll just do what they're doing and spam the heck out of it. But that doesn't really work at all because they've got the shockwave. Plus the birds have a different arc than the boomerangs do. So even if I were to be spamming with them, we wouldn't even be playing patty cake as much as we would be playing birds are faster than boomerangs. So I do get another rush on them. I don't know why that second one didn't connect, but it didn't. Not like it would have helped. So I'm not really sure what to do here. They do get me sort of surprised. And then, yep, took the match. So, good game to X, and yeah. So I'm kind of glad that the game gave me someone else to play who was a bit easier, because my spirit was pretty crushed after that. Because this guy, Gore, was rank 20, X was also rank 20, this guy was rank 14, and I know rank is just a number and all, but there's a pretty big difference between players who are rank 14 and 17. Like, after this fight I did learn you really can't ever count someone down for the count, because the second round was actually pretty close against this guy. The first round not so much. Like I think I almost perfected them, not counting that chip. Like they do get 1 or 2 hits on me, I think. But we're back at DNA Lab. And this round isn't, again, close at all. Yeah, there we go. That's the hit I was talking about. So, I'm able to grab them and finish the first round off pretty cleanly. Don't even get 25% of my health down. So really the reason it was working here is probably for the same reason it was working for the previous guy with his Thunderbird spam, where it's not that there's no way to deal with it, it's just they don't have any experience against this set of arms, plus the way I'm like this specific rhythm. So they're clueless and they just get obliterated. This round they do figure out a bit more how to deal with it. Like they sort of see more or less I'm just spamming arms against them. And they're throwing out their arms just like me. So maybe this is the sort of match I needed to see why my strategy worked against them, so I could see why their strategy worked against me. X's strategy works against me, I mean. But anyway, they get a bit more patient, I think. They're not trying to charge their arm as much. And they're doing a lot more dashing. That was not like a read necessarily, that was just lucky. And that was a really good grab. I don't know if it was a yellow grab or a read grab. But I tried and respect the dragon, and this is where their comeback begins, because like they hit me a few times. I think they hit me with the rush too. But yeah, I thought I would dodge the dragon, but I forgot Mechanica is not good at dodging dragons. And then they hit me with the rush. That was a really good rush too. And I think what happened here is like, no, I'm not going to lose against a rank 14 player. You're going down right now. Similar to how X felt. This is weird. So I do the rush. Smart, they shielded. But catch them in the air, and that's the end. So that's frustration after overestimating my abilities. Basically what happened that second round. Anyway, finally, this is a rank 16 player, Link Wes. Don't know if that's short for Wesley or something, but or Link was, but whatever the story behind that name be, did pretty good. Another Min. But this person, they had a more like the classic double fist where if you throw them out a bunch, they're too fast for you to like punish their end lag, but they're also too heavy for you to just like punish with light arms. So it's either patty cake getting hit a bunch or them dodging your punishes. And this is another strategy that I'm not really sure how to deal with, is the double glove strategy. But I'm a bit better at it than the in-your-face Thunderbird strategy that gets me a lot. So what I'm seeing here is a terrible decision, jumping instead of shielding. And then that was good on their part, jumping over the grab. Wait, hang on. What did that fist even hit? It just hit them? Maybe they punched in such a way that, I don't know. Anyway. But again, like, I can only play patty cake with them. That's probably the best I can do right now. But like that last game, there's always a chance for a comeback. So, trying to get up close, and that was a good read. And I'm really annoyed that I got hit by that grab. It looked a little fast, honestly. Like, look at that grab. That looked a bit fast, honestly, but they landed it, so fair and square, I guess. They switched to the lockjaw and the torture for some reason. Getting hit by a lot of explosions. So, I figured I'd be better at patty caking, but see, this is one of the reasons why I had the parasol, is to deal with this, because the nade is really awful at hitting light arms out of the air. At least these sort of arms. These sort of machine gun type arms, I guess. So this is just really giving me trouble. I do get the rush on them. Not optimal damage, honestly, but not bad. Then they forget about the explosion, and looks a bit laggy. That was a kind of funny looking get up. But yeah, this re-torture is just giving me so much trouble. Like, I can't punch through it, but at the same time, they're so fast and tiny, for some reason they're hitting me. So I shield, and I'm trying to punish them. Do manage to hit them with the explosion. I try to punish their landing lag. I should have learned by now that if your punches aren't hitting, you should stop punching. Or at least in a rush, I mean. If you're... I don't know what that hit. If your rush punch aren't landing, you should stop punching, because the camera does not rotate. Anyway. That's how they got their rush there. And no time for a comeback, so they take the game. Anyway, that was the first game. Good game to them. Good game to Johnny, too. I forgot to say that, I think. And we rematch, and on Scrapyard again. I re-equipped the parasol to deal with this re-torture. And they used the ice dragon, which kind of surprises me. I'm pretty decent at dealing with dragons, I'd say, but you know, you never know, since it all comes down to playstyle. I don't know what the Coolerang hit there. But we're sort of playing dodgy patty cake, whatever that's called. And I know that when it comes to dragons, they're not very optimal at close range, so I'm trying to close the distance, and then if I use the parasol, I get a good punishing grab there. I can deal with their re-torture. And dragon does hit me, but it doesn't get enough damage, honestly. So, that pull saved my life. So that was a good grab. They really read me there. This player is going to be a force to be reckoned with, I say. So, again, with that grab, it looked faster than it should have, but I think that's actually because they had the retorture. So, I sort of just back up there. And I figure, oh, I should not get greedy, I'm in the lead. They do hit me, but I hit them too. It's a trade, and I take the KO and take the first round, and the only round I'll take against them. So they're like, oh, this worked before, I should go back to it again. And this is a pretty good counter to what I'm using right now. So, figure after seeing that parasol I might want to get closer, but at the same time they've got their rush. So, I'm out of their range, so I just sort of stand there actually. I thought that was kind of funny. And that was a weird arc. Get me again. These cooler rings, they're going over. Because she's at a higher ground, so it's going up to reach her, but that means it goes over her punches. So I'm like, yeah, I'm not falling for that grab trick again. I think they realize the same thing. And again, the cooler rings, they're going around and kind of over is what I thought, but maybe it's more around. So they're not trading, meaning they're taking all the patty cakes. Hope you didn't hear that. That was someone else yelling. And again, just like, I cannot play patty cake with this. And they punish that grab there. Do manage to get a patty cake at the end. I guess they were just trying to get the KO or something, but at least I got a bit more charge on my rush. I just switched to double boomerang. Probably should have kept that parasol based on this. So this round, I kind of decide that maybe I should try and play a bit more really slow and defensive, try and just stall a bunch, because being aggressive is not really working against this player. Plus we both have our rushes, so it's kind of a stalemate. They're looking for an opportunity to land it on me. So am I, but my rush is super slow, so not much you can do in that aspect. Sort of get clipped there. I don't have the lead anymore, actually. Now I do. But just again, slow game. They're starting to get a bit more aggressive. Just watching this, it's really boring. Annoyed that I got hit by the rush there, but looking at the time, I've just got to get more aggressive. That was smart of them. And I can't hit them with the rush because it's too slow. That was so annoying. So they took the game. I don't really have any other options at this point besides being super aggressive, because otherwise I'm not going to be able to get a hit. So great games with this guy. These were really the only games that were actually pretty close besides that one against Coil. So thanks for playing, and thanks for watching to anyone who's out there. And have a Merry Christmas.